Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Canal Algérie's Nightly News. On to the headlines. Algeria showcases export potential and Nouakchott trade fair as the successful event comes to a close. Algeria condemns the Zionist actions from the UN Security Council and breaks silence on occupation crimes while state television highlights a humanitarian catastrophe in Gaza. And then we head to Paris for the DZ Entrepreneur Summit, bringing together French Algerians to share experiences and explore opportunities. Welcome back. We kick off with a government meeting chaired by the Prime Minister, which was devoted to examining the regulatory framework related to the terms and conditions for benefiting from the Productive Family Program. The government also listened to a presentation on the establishment of centers of excellence for vocational training in implementation of the policy to achieve water security. The government listened in the same setting to a presentation on the local manufacturing of membranes for seawater desalination plants. Similarly, the government listened to a presentation on the harvest season, the ongoing threshing, and the conditions of this process in the southern governorates. To strengthen the presence of national institutions in international markets, the government followed a presentation on the status of certification of conformity with the aim of enabling national institutions to increase their competitiveness and ensure the quality of their products conforms to international standards. In energy cooperation, the Minister of Energy, Mines and Renewable Energies, Mohamed Alqab, participated via video conferences in the proceedings of the OPEC conference, in addition to two meetings within the framework of the countries that signed the OPEC Plus Declaration of Cooperation. The 191st OPEC conference addressed expectations for the upcoming year, along with strategic priorities and prospects. The Minister of State also participated in the 60th meeting of the Joint Ministerial Monitoring Committee for monitoring the OPEC Plus agreement outside OPEC. This meeting was devoted to reviewing the level of commitment of countries to the voluntary production cuts during March and April of this year. Alqab also participated in the 39th OPEC and non-OPEC ministerial meeting, which examined and analyzed the current situation in the global oil market, along with prospects for its development in the short and medium terms. In related news, on the occasion of the 29th World Gas Conference organized by the International Gas Union in Beijing from May 19th to 23rd, Algeria was elected to the Executive Committee of this union. This step consolidates Algeria's path towards strategic positioning in global energy forums. Through this appointment, Algeria also strengthens its presence within leading international bodies and reaffirms pivotal role in securing gas supplies to the Euro-Mediterranean region. In trade, this Wednesday marked the ending of the Algerian Products Fair in Nouakchott, organized by the Ministry of Exterior Trade and Export Promotion. This fair was culminated by the signing of a record number of agreements with more than 40 memorandums of understanding in several fields. Round up with Abdeslam Habes and Manan Afo.
Mauritanians have shown great interest in Algerian products, as evidenced by the large number of visitors who attended the large Nouakchott trade fair to discover and appreciate the quality of goods made in Algeria. Mauritanians greatly appreciate the quality of our products. We are committed to ensuring the availability of our goods on the Mauritanian market in order to meet the demands. We hope to elevate trade relations between our two countries to match the strength of our diplomatic and friendly ties. Algeria's new economic strategy based on diversification has enabled us to develop our production and expand our range of products in order to increase our non-hydrocarbon exports, and this is a source of pride for us. The exhibitors are well aware that this fair represents a pivotal step forward. It reflects a clear and determined vision, which is that of an Algeria committed to producing and exporting for the mutual benefit of all parties. There is a wide variety of quality products available at reasonable prices. I would like to thank both the Algerian and Mauritanian governments for organizing this trade fair. We hope to establish more fruitful partnerships in the future. Mauritanians greatly appreciate Algerian products for their diversity, quality, and above all, their reasonable prices. I am confident that this trade fair will create new opportunities for cooperation and growth. The event was marked by a record number of agreements with more than 40 memorandums of understanding in various sectors. The fair is a golden opportunity for Mauritanians to access high-quality Algerian products and for the Algerian companies to strengthen their presence in the Mauritanian market and serve as a strategic gateway to Western African countries.
Algerian entrepreneurs and students, inspired by global tech hubs like Silicon Valley, gathered to discuss building a strong startup ecosystem. They emphasized tapping international markets, diaspora support, and adapting local regulations, highlighting optimism and collective effort to shape Algeria's digital future. Coverage by Afaf Blouchet, taken up by Mili Salila Malaman.
They are visionaries, builders of bridges across continents, technology experts, and pioneers of the digital economy. Startup geniuses proving that Algerian talent belongs at the heart of global ecosystems. For 2 hours, entrepreneurs from across the tech world offered a clear, engaged analysis of Algeria's ecosystem. I believe the pace and path are right. Now we need to build a real startup ecosystem. Founders, investors, companies testing startups to create first champions who will then create others.
Qui testent les startups pour réussir à créer des premiers champions qui ensuite vont en créer d'autres, etc.
Chercher des marchés à l'étranger.
Seek markets abroad. Don't rely only on the government, but learn to manage independently. Also, startups can count on the diaspora. Many Algerians abroad have succeeded. We need to organize this support alongside state efforts.
Venir aider nos startups en plus de ce que fera l'État et le gouvernement sur du moyen terme.
Global thinking means adapting the local environment. Flexible regulations, especially in banking, are essential. The Algerian banking system works well nationally. The challenge is international connections. It's less about technology or infrastructure and more about legal barriers. That's where the main difficulties lie. Many, like Amal, have experienced Silicon Valley, a foundation for their optimism about Algeria's tech future.
C'est un marché extrêmement bien établi.
The US market is very well established and very competitive, with a culture of fail fast, fail quickly and bounce back. Algeria's culture aligns more with this American mindset than with France's. That's an advantage we should use.
De l'écosystème en réalité américain.
Before them sat 100 focused, curious students, often captivated. This was the 4th event by HEC Algeria, a young, growing club. Our goal is to build a strong network and highlight Algerian culture. With a large diaspora in France, showcasing role models is important.
Donc c'était important pour nous de mettre en avant des figures d'identification.
We highlight Algerian profiles succeeding in new fields. For example, we've held many events on finance and strategy to connect with our specialty.
Finance, autour du conseil en stratégie, plutôt relié avec notre spécialité.
The club gathers diverse profiles, from tech to economics, and is a hub for ideas, especially as AI disrupts norms.
L'humanité n'évolue que par des sons.
Humanity advances through breakthroughs, usually from new technology. These breakthroughs include nuclear power, industry, writing, and the wheel from our region. AI is one such breakthrough. We must manage its risk collectively, but overall, it's very positive.
Il faut qu'on sache tous collectivement contrôler un peu les effets indésirables.
The future belongs to these engaged, demanding students who deserve our attention, support, and trust.
The University of Schliff plays a pivotal role in economic development and innovation, a role strengthened by 9 partnership agreements with several enterprises and economic operators in the presence of Higher Education Minister Canal Bidari. Madam Afa explains.
These students successfully transformed their ideas into tangible projects across various fields, proudly presenting them at an exhibition at Hasiba Ben Bouadi University in Schliff, a clear reflection of the institution's growing commitment to innovation and excellence. Our system is based on an automated solution designed to recycle both organic waste and oily waste. We will produce plastic crates for packaging fruit and vegetables disposables, each weighing 500 grams. Profits will be reinvested in new models. We also plan to manufacture paint cans in the near future. To strengthen ties between Hasiba bin Bu'li University and institutions as well as economic stakeholders, 9 partnership agreements were signed with various public and private organizations. The students of Shilef University have now become key strategic players in the local economy thanks to their entrepreneurial spirit and innovative projects. The University of Shilef plays a key role in driving innovation, job creation, and local economic growth by turning student ideas into startups and micro-enterprises through its Entrepreneurship Center and Incubator.
In other developments, and as part of promoting scientific and medical exchange, the Central Directorate of Military Health Services of the Ministry of National Defense organized the National Forum entitled Medical Ethics in Times of Peace and War Towards a Better Understanding at the Army Site Club in Ain Najah, 1st Military Region yesterday. The forum was attended by specialized doctors and representatives of various civil and military health bodies. Major General Sweed Mohammed Al-Bashir, Central Director of Military Health Services of the Ministry of National Defense, presided over the opening of this forum. In his speech, he emphasized the importance of this scientific meeting in consolidating the ethical principles of the medical profession in times of peace and during the exceptional circumstances of armed conflict. The forum included scientific sessions and lectures that highlighted the challenges facing the medical profession, the challenges faced by doctors in the field, and the importance of adhering to humanitarian principles and international conventions, concluded with recommendations aimed at promoting the integration of medical ethics into medical education and intensifying coordination between various actors in the health sector to ensure an effective response to all circumstances. In the diplomacy window of tonight, the Secretary General of the MFA, Lunas Magerman, chaired along with his Belgian counterpart, Theodora Janetsis, the proceedings of the 5th session of the Algerian-Belgian political consultations, in which they both exchanged means to promote bilateral cooperation in health and national security, digitization, and renewable energies. Both sides also evoked the proceedings of the development of the situation in Palestine, Western Sahara, and the Sahel region. And from New York, Algeria's permanent representative to the UN, Ambassador Ammar bin Jama, stated during the Security Council session on the situation in Palestine that the Zionist entity does not treat Palestinians as humans, but as legitimate murder targets, shedding light on the tragedy of Ala Najjar that lost her 9 children in a coward Zionist strike.
No one in Gaza is spared. Not doctors, not women, not children, and not the displaced. Not even hope itself. Mr. President, figures lost meaning. What is worth of saying 18,000 children dead? These are not only numbers. These are lives. These are dreams. These are voices, playtimes, lullabies. They were extinguished. They were the warmth of homes, the joy of classrooms. They were the pulse of neighborhood. The Israeli army killed them. They killed them deliberately in a mother's arms, in classrooms, in hospitals, in bread lines under staircases, and in tents. Their deaths were not collateral. They were the consequences of a system that sees Palestinian lives as not human, as disposable.
Indeed, 9 children from a single family were killed in a Zionist airstrike on their home in Khan Yunis, Gaza, leaving only the father and 1 son in critical condition. Their mother, a pediatrician, was on duty at the hospital that received the remains of her children. The attack is part of a broader campaign that continues to insistently claim innocent lives. Salila Balaman.
In the southern city of Khan Yunis, a single airstrike wiped out 9 children from 1 family. The youngest just 7 months old, the oldest 12. Yahya, Rakam, Laith, Jibran, Rusman, Rifal, Siddin, Luqman and Sidar, all gone in an instant. Their home, once filled with life and laughter, was reduced to ash and rubble. Rescue workers clawed with bare hands through the wreckage, smoke and fire to recover the children's remains. Several were burned beyond recognition. Luqman and Sidar are still missing, believed to be under the rubble. The children's father, Dr. Hamdin Najjar, and his 10-year-old son Adam were critically injured and remain in comas at Al-Nasser hospital. Their mother, Ala Najjar, a pediatrician at that hospital, was on duty when her family was brought in, her children lifeless. Her husband and son barely breathing. Since the beginning of the Zionist military offensive, airstrikes have devastated the residential areas across Gaza. Innocent civilians are being targeted, children making up a rising share of the dead. What is witnessed is a ruthless and blatant erasure of generations, an open-air ethnic cleansing, 1 home at a time.
On to the operational report of the People's National Army's activity in the past week. In the context of the fight against terrorism, detachments of the PNA arrested 10 support elements to terrorist groups in different operations across the national territory. In the framework of the fight against organized crime, the continuation of these tireless efforts aimed at countering the scourge of drug trafficking in our country, combined detachments of the PNA intercepted in coordination with the different security services in operations across the military regions 45 drug traffickers and averted attempts to introduce 18 quintals and 50 kilograms of processed key through the borders with Morocco, while 1,400 grams of cocaine and over 114,000 psychotropic tablets were seized during separate operations across the military regions. In Tamras, Borjoji Mukhtar, in Salah, Ingzam and Janet, detachments of the People's National Army arrested 87 individuals and seized 42 vehicles, 109 generators, 68 jackhammers, 12 metal detectors, as well as quantities of mixture of raw gold and stones, explosives, detonation tools, and other equipment used in illegal gold mining operations. On the other hand, 11 other individuals were arrested, 2 Kalashnikov submachine guns, 9 Hunting rifles, and over 20,000 liters of fuel, as well as 66 quintals of tobacco and 83 tons of foodstuffs intended as for smuggling and speculation were seized during separate operations. Similarly, border guards thwarted at the level of our national coast attempts at illegal immigration and proceeded to save 157 individuals aboard traditionally made boats, while 378 illegal immigrants of different nationalities were arrested across the national territory and communique. And we end with a festive atmosphere here at the television headquarters on the occasion of the National Day of the Artist. APTV honored the great artist and the icon of the Amazigh music, Akli Hayatin, after a long, rich career in the presence of the head of APTV, the artist's family, and several of his loved ones. With that, we end our bulletin. Thank you for watching. Take care.